Hey, welcome to another video. In this video, we'll design the collection page for our theme using Tailwind CSS. So currently the home page is blank. We will add more section in the future video, but for now, let's focus on the basic. So I don't want to focus too much on advanced filtering, mega menu and stuff like that. Those will be in the end of this video series, but for now, the main thing is the basic functionality because there are a lot of beginners watching these videos. So if I go to the catalog, this is the collection all, and it will display all the product in a list. So this is called a collection page. Either it is a catalog or it is a woman or man or any other type of collection. This is where you display all the product. So my design in mind, the design in mind is like to design is something like this Adidas collection page. Not exactly the same, just the layout, something like this. So let's start the design. Now the first thing you have to do is find out where you are going to find this section to edit, and the first place that you will look is if you go to the theme setting, go to the catalog, you will see it has a section called product grid. Now let's come to the code, and in here if you search for the product grid, you will find out main collection product grid file in here. In down theme, this is the file. So let's start like modifying this. Now this theme has a lot of functionality for now, like this is sorting, filtering, filter based on size. We add those features in the future video, but for now let's do the basic design. Now if I come back to the theme, let's just start removing some of the style. As always, these are extra things, and this is the filter. For now we remove it. In the future we use filter using Ajax and Alpine.js, which is much less code in here. So to explain in here what is going on, first of all, we use the paginate. When you wrap your collection inside paginate, you can say paginated by 10, 20 or maybe like 5. What it can do is it is going to display only this threshold of product. This is coming from the product setting. So if I go to the setting inside this product grid, it has the setting product per page means shows 16. Now it is showing 16 product in this page. Now if I bring it down to 8, it will display 8 product in this collection. I will save it for now. Let's come back here. It is going to show 8 product on this page. The rest of them will be paginated on other pages. If you scroll down at the bottom, it has this pagination. Pagination is also another snippet it render. In the future we will design custom pagination also, but for now let's focus on the product in here. The first thing it is going to check is if collection.product.size is equal to 0. This is how you can find out how many product in this collection is. The size will show the amount of product. If it is equal to 0, which means this collection does not have any product, this section will show. For now, since our collection has product, it is going to ignore that and it will display all the product in here. Let's remove some extra code from here. We don't need this gradient. We don't need this lazy loading. I'm going to add it myself easily, and they also okay. Let's just keep it like this. Now this is how it looks. This is the class that they add the grid. Like the grid and down theme and Tailwind is different. So let's just remove all of these in here. Let's just bring it a clean wrapper in here. Now this is the loop for the product. What it can do is it is going to loop through each product and display them in a list. I would probably go with a div, but they put it in a list. It is a list of product, which is correct. Okay, we just stay with this one for now. You see this, you have the grid item, you have render this product card. Why they render it? Because the product card is a lot of codes. Now if I open this product card, which is a snippet, wow, this is a lot of code. This is like 100, like almost 200 lines of code. So they don't want to add 200 lines of code in here. They put it in a snippet so they can use it everywhere, maybe probably in a recommended product or any other product on the homepage, which we do in the future. But this is a great way to extract part of your code in a snippet. Now you pass these variables. For example, cart product will contain the product. The aspect ratio of the image will come from the setting. Show secondary will be a true and false. Either it show the second image when someone hover over the product, show the vendor, show the rating, or lazy load. For now, let's remove this lazy load because we don't have such a variable. I just removed it. For now, if I come here in my product, nothing will show properly. Now let's display it properly. The first thing we do is we say, okay, let's use the grid and let's display 4 products. So you can use the grid calls 4, which display 4 product in each column. So if I save it, in each row it will display 4 product. So if I save it and let's come here, it refresh and display 1 2 3 4. It's fine. The only product that has image is the first product in here, which we did in the previous video, which is good. Now let's open this one and design it a little bit. No, it is not how we want. Also, let's give it a little bit of spacing, so we can use a gap of, let's say, 2. That is fine. Now if I come to this product card, which is a lot of codes in here, you can find out like it has all this setting, get the setting from the card style, stuff like that. This is a lot of code. Let's remove and clean it a little bit. First of all, I will remove this aspect ratio, we don't need it. Now I will remove this one, we don't need the styling. This is a condition that check if product exists or product is and product is not empty. So it just check for that. If it is empty, then it will display this placeholder. The second one is a placeholder that display for empty product. We don't focus on that part for now. Let's focus on the main product card in here. Now if I come here, the other thing that you have to notice is this card feature media. Feature media will get the first image of that product. So they say if it has the first image, then go here and display it. Now if you check, the image that display in here also uses the lazy loading. We have to lazy load all the image, but what are these code that you see in here? src set will basically display different dimension, different size of image based on the screen. That is how the lazy loading in here works. So this all code that you see is like cropping the image. You see this feature image, it is going to use the image URL filter and it will display this size, and this size, which are different types of images. And the last one is the master, which is the full size. It is a lot of code, right? I will show you a cleaner way of doing it. So for now, let's clean up a lot of things. First of all, let's clean this extra CSS code that you have in here. We don't need it, and let's remove that also. Card inner, let's just remove the whole card inner in here. How about that? And we will just rewrite it. See, 64 lines of code. I can completely remove this part also, which will be much less than that. For now, let's use h3 and give it a card title, and inside this let's display product.title. I'll save it and it should sync that. Okay, it's synced that for us. Let's come here. For now it is not showing anything. See, okay, that because we use the word product, it is not product, it's called card product. Okay, this is the product that you have. Now if you come here, give it a few seconds, since this is CLI, since this is very slow, and I can also save again. Yeah, it picked up. Now it will display all these products. Okay, great, everything looks great. 4 columns, all of this product for me, and it will display 8 product. The reason is because we limit that from here. Okay, that's great. We also see pagination, it can go to the second page and third page, which is great. Now let's display the image for the product, since the first product have the image, right? Above this, I'm going to check if card product dot feature media, means if it has a feature media. There is one called feature image, which specify only image. Media will cover everything, like 3D, like a video, image, everything. So this is better. Now in here we will display the image. Now let's give it a class of card image, something like this, or card media. I could just call it image. Now in here we will display the image. Now again, it should generate all those src value for us. If you come to the Shopify documentation under the performance based practices, they have a tag called image tag. You can apply it to the image and specify lazy loading. It is going to generate all those src values for you. So let's check it out. If you put it in here, instead of this setting.favicon, we will give it the product media image, and the width is 200. That's fine for now. Lazy loading. Now let's come back here to the theme. This is displaying the image. Now if you check this image, it has the source value in here, but no src because it is too small for src value. Now let's come here and give it a little like bigger image. Let's say 900. Non-headed is fine for especially the product grid in here. And if we wait a few seconds, give it another saving, yep, now you check it, now it has this src sets, which is already generating all of this value based on different width. How easy is that? Instead of writing all that code, this is the new way of doing it. I don't know why Shopify didn't do it in the down theme. Maybe they do in the future, but yeah, this also exists in here, much cleaner and much easy to see in here. Now let's check out another thing. Let's remove this link, whatever it is, and give it a border so that we can see our product has a border in here around it. And I'll save it again, because you see it is not compiling the CSS for me. You see, okay, now it is displaying the border because border were already here. Okay, cool. It still is slow, but it should display a full width in here, because this one does not have the image. It is not displaying a full width for me in here. So here is what I can do. I can display an image above it. How about that? A placeholder image. If product does not have an image, display a placeholder, something, at least an empty placeholder. So here is what I can do. Instead of that, I can put an else in here. I can reference an image like a placeholder image. Wow, how good is this auto completing for me? If I save it for now, let's see if this works, because I'm using this Copilot from GitHub, that's why it is auto completing. But if it refresh it, it load all these icons in here. This is great, but better than this is a Shopify way of doing it. So if you come to do your search and search for a placeholder, one of the image, you probably have this placeholder SVG tag. Let's use this. This one will provide some placeholder SVG for you that Shopify give you. And I know the video is getting longer, but these are good to learn. So if you give it an image, let's check it out. How fast is that? This is SVG in here. If the product does not have image, display this one. Now instead of this image, you can say product 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, they are different products. So if you say 1, it's going to display this bag. If you say 2, it is going to display this, I don't know what is that. Let's save it again. Come here, wait it. It is very slow. So it is, yeah, it is refreshing now. It will display this. But I prefer the first one because it matched our like theme also. So okay, I'll just wait for that to refresh. That's fine. Now if product does not have an image, just display this. If it has the image, display this. Okay, that's great. It will display the title by default and everything looks like this. Now let's give the title a little bit of padding from two sides. So if we say padding Y or just padding of 2, it should give it a slight padding around this. Now okay, I'll just give it some time so it can refresh it for me. That's fine. If not, let's continue. Now here is the thing. The other setting that we passed from here was this show secondary image. So if this is true, I want to show the second image. This is what I do, and then we will call it a day. So if someone hover over this, I want to show the second image. How about that? So to do that, let us just put this inside. Let's display the second image in here. Sorry for my hair. If I duplicate this one, I can say media 1. The loop is start from 0. 1 means the second one. So it will display the second image in here. If you come and refresh it, it should display the second image right underneath it. Since it is slow, taking more time, this is the second image. Cool. Now using this image tag, you pass the loading of lazy. You can also pass another property, another value called class, and this one will be the secondary class. Now what I can do is I can hide it. Let's say hidden. I can pass the class of hidden, so the second one will be hidden, right? So if you refresh, this one is hidden. Okay, that's cool. Now how would I display it if someone hover over this? Now technically you have to write custom CSS, but Tailwind cover that also. It is called styling based on parent status or state. So here is the example that they have. When you hover over this, it is making the font size of this one as white. That is exactly what we want. if someone hover over this product, which is this block in here, what I want to do is I want to hide this one, display the other image. That is what I want to do. Okay, now this is how you do. If you come to the documentation, you group things. You group with modifier, something like this, group, and then group hover, something like that. So if I give it a group in here, which is the parent, now in here what I can do is, if someone we group it together, if someone hover over the group, what you want this one to do. So here is what you do, group hyphen hover. If someone hover over this, do something, make it block instead of display none. If I save it for now, let's come here, it refresh everything looks fine. If I hover over this, it will display that for us. Easy, right? Cool. Now let's add the same class for the above one, except if someone hover over the group, what I want to do is I want you to hide it hidden. I hope this is making sense, because I'm writing much less code. So yeah, if someone hover over this, it is going to show the second product and hide this one. How easy it is, just a few lines of code. Now here's the thing, I have to check if this is enabled or not. For example, you see this, show secondary image. Now what I can do is I can come here, because I cannot do it for the product with one image. If product has one image, don't do it. So what I can do is I can just write an if condition in here. If product, or no, it is called cart product media 0 is not equal to blank and show secondary. If this is true, that is when you display this. Okay, so now this is how it works. Since this is already done, it should work just fine. Now if I come here, it is working. Now let's disable it from here. Okay, it is already disabled. Now let's come here, and you see this blinking, it is hiding this one. It is not displaying the second product image, because we always hide this. So what we can do is we can make this class dynamic that you see here. No, I will just give it like hover class, or just give it a proper name, image class. Now what you can do is you can come in here and maybe at the top in here, anywhere would be fine. I don't know which is the proper place to write image. We call it image class. By default it is empty, or whatever you can pass, and we can say if this condition is true, let's grab everything from here and put it in here. If this condition is true, now assign this one another name, or yeah, this is what we do, assign, oops, it should auto complete it for me, assign class name, whatever the class name you have in here, let's give this one, and also append something, append our own class. What was our class name? Oops, sorry for this, I have to clean it up a little bit. Now what was supposed to be in here? It was group hover hidden, something like this. Now this should do the trick. I am going to explain again. By default the class is empty. If the product has secondary media and also the show secondary image is true, then append this class, then the class will have this. Now we are going to pass that class in here. Now if I save it, let's come here, we have an error in here. If this is picking up the error, okay, no, it is fine. Okay, this is the error that you have in here, because we use two pipes for the filter. We fixed that. Okay, let's come here, let's wait a few seconds for this to load. Now it is loading everything properly. Now if you hover over this, it is not working. That's great, because it is not enabled. I come here, enable it, let's save it. You come here, give it a refresh because it is our local host. Now you hover over this and it is working fine. It is not doing that for any other product or any other product which does not have the secondary image. Now you see a lot of code have been removed, 200 code to 86 lines of code. Probably we can clean up this one also, maybe it's a lot of code, but yeah, it is a lot of code that you have in here, but it is displaying only this information much cleaner. I hope you guys understand like what exactly I am doing in here, because it is much less code than that. We display the title. Now the next step is like displaying the price. The price should be displayed properly. Of course I can say show product the price, but that's not all. Product price are different. That is what we will cover in the next video. I hope the video has been informative. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I hope I can finish this.